Hi everyone, come on in, say hello. Let me know if you are here live or watching it on replay. We're in May. We made it. We came into May with a full moon. We'll be leaving May with a full moon. So there's the blue moon, two full moons in the month of May. Transformative month. A month where it's like we're moving towards the sun. Like that's what it feels like energetically. Not only are we moving towards warmer weather for most, there's very much this feeling of that warmth in our life. So very excited. Really looking forward to that. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Crystal. Oh, good. You guys are finding me. I am on early these weekends. Oh my God, they're going so fast. Excited to see what's in store for this first full week of May. Like I said, we came into May with a full moon that you guys may still be feeling, if we're being honest, because it is really digging deep. So you may have been experiencing some deep-rooted emotions and memories coming up. You may have been just zonked. If you are low energy, if you are like needing a nap in the middle of the day or crawling into bed at night, you're not alone. Not only is it just high exhaustion right now, but it's also like high dream activity. And so there's a lot happening, right? That is using our energy, and we may not be feeling as rested. But again, even towards the end of this week, so this is from the 3rd to the 9th, by the time we get to next weekend, you're going to be feeling so much more of yourself, which is really, really nice. And that upswing in energy coming in. Now, if you're also not feeling or not experiencing the clarity just yet, focus on the peace, right? And so there's very much this feeling of, we may not know exactly where we're going. We can feel it coming. We may not know exactly where we're going and what we're doing, but we're wanting that peace. We want to lead with our heart chakra, okay? And so the good part of this kind of exhaustion that we're in is we're not really questioning it. You know what I mean? We're just like, whatever. At this point, we are beaten down. And we are surrendering. And I think that it's actually going to play out for our highest good. And I know when we're in it, you know, it's just, can we just get some get up and go, right? Oh, you're so welcome, Leslie. It's coming. It's practically here. Every day, you know, over the next 7 days, you're going to feel it even more. And I'm really just excited for that. Still peace producing, still in control. Like, you know what I mean? Things aren't going wild. It's still very much like, okay, but more of that pick up and go, get up and go, optimism, motivation, energy, that I think we're all just looking for. So I'm excited to see. So again, this is your general card read over the next 7 days. May is coming in as a very transformative month. Again, just wanted to remind you that you just went through a full moon on Friday. So the day before, the day of, the day after is when it's the strongest. If you're a sensitive little honey bun, you could still be feeling the effects today and tomorrow. Okay. Just like if you look in hindsight, I'm sure that there has been a lot of irritation, potential spiciness through the second half of last week. That seems to be subsiding. So there's a bit of that kind of peace coming in, which is really, really nice. This month has 2 full moons, so we are going to end the month with a blue moon, full moon as well. And so it just feels like May's coming in with all of the things that you needed to. So that waiting game that we've all been slowly releasing the old with last week's extra purge, right? Of whatever emotions come up, memories come up, you know, purge in a very literal way, whether it was ending of relationships or sorting of things, bringing through endings in people, places, and things. you're right on track, right? And so I think that's the main purpose that Spirit's wanting to bring through me is like, you're right on track. I know. But you really are. And so changing that mindset, our dialogue absolutely creates the life and the world that you live in, right? And so you're wanting to start the day with purpose. You're wanting to be purposeful with, you know, not only we've been talking for weeks about what we're consuming, right? But what are you doing as soon as your eyes open? What's the narrative, right? Do we want to welcome in a practice where we start with gratitude, or we start with prayer, or we start with reading instead of scrolling inbox off to the races, right? And so we are being purposeful. We're wanting to be mindful about the tone we are setting for ourselves. Not everybody has control on what's happening around them or what's happening in their workplace, or right? We only have control over us and how we show up into that, and what we absorb and what we take on, and how we navigate all the ups and downs. And so starting the day in a way that centers you and grounds you and gets you ready to go out into the unpredictable world is really powerful. Always, especially this week, especially this month, because they just showed me a fork in the road where there's going to be an opportunity, or multiple opportunities, where you can do something different and have a different outcome, or continue doing the same thing and continue having the same experience. And so starting your day with intention, starting your day with prayer, meditation, gratitude, journaling, whatever feels right for you will then help ground you and center you to make those better choices when, you know, the month unfolds. So I do have 5 cards pulled. We're going to go through them one by one. This is again dedicated for the next 7 days from today, May 3rd through to the 9th, to see what the guides want us to know. So we do have the good that comes back to you, okay? So the good that you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of abundance, okay? What I love about this is reflective of the energy that you're bringing in, right? The energy that you are, the love and the light that you share. This could be promotions, this could be new opportunities, this could be invitations, this could be kind words, this can be compliments, this can be a gift, however this shows up for you. Okay? Don't overthink it. Look at you trying to overthink it. Don't overthink it. Don't poke holes in it. Just allow yourself to receive. You don't know, none of us know, truly the impact that we leave on others, right? And May is really wanting us to feel that appreciation, to feel that impact. And so as a result, the universe is going to bring in these kind of rewards, these pat on the backs, these abundance for you. It is important to it's important for you to allow yourself to receive it, especially if it's coming from someone else. Don't discredit them. Like, if you impacted them in a positive way, let them have that instead of you, right? Brush it off because it makes you uncomfortable. I would go, why does this make me uncomfortable? And then heal that, because that to me says lack of worthiness, right? And so there is this feeling of like reward coming in through kindness, through unexpected abundance. And it is important for you to allow yourself to process that and to welcome that, okay? This is not the time to really take on more. Especially from now until Wednesday, we're still in that bit of fatigue. And so if we can take something off of our plate, by all means do. If you can do a little rescheduling or moving things around, I think from now until Wednesday, that fatigue is still there. You don't want to overdo it. I know locally where I am, we're supposed to get some nice weather the next couple of days. We don't want to go crazy like I always do. The sun comes out and I just become a little Energizer bunny, and then I live to regret it, as we do, right? And so just be a little bit mindful that we are still kind of like building our energy, building our stamina. And so we're going to want to say yes to everything, but is that for our highest good? Just be a little bit mindful because you're already busy. You know what I mean? It's not like you have a lot of time and energy to take on extras. And so I think that that's important. There's also this family message that's coming in where you're kind of witnessing someone that you love struggle. And that could be just in the sense of like low energy and where we're at cosmically and in that consciousness level, or they can be actually going through a struggle season, right? It is important for you to allow them the space to be authentic. We don't want to busy it up. We don't want to fix it for them. There's no one-liner that is going to heal them, right? We do have to make sure that we hold space for them, even if it makes us uncomfortable. So when you go to try to fix things for them, you're actually saying your discomfort is more important than their experience. And often it doesn't land in the way that you intended to. I know that you're thinking you're just trying to do something kind. I think you need to sit with that and go under it and go, okay, really, what is this? Because everybody, we all know, you know, you can't make somebody learn something or hear it a certain way. They only when they're ready, only when they're willing to. And so if they're not there yet, you have to give them time and space to have their authentic experience so that they can learn what they need to learn from that, okay? They're going to be okay, right? There's the positive after the negative. They're going to get there. They get to have growing pains. They get to fumble along the way. That is okay. I often remind ourselves or my clients of when you think of your life experience, right? And you think of, oh my gosh, all the lessons that we have experienced up to this point, and the internal stuff and the external stuff, and how much that is, right? In our own personal experience. Everybody has that. Your children, your parents, your siblings, your colleagues, the strangers at the grocery store, they all have that amount of life lessons and struggles and triumphs. And so we really do need to hold grace. I feel like, especially if we're talking about family, we often forget that they are their own individual souls and not just an extension of you, right? Or belonging to you. And so if they're living a life experience that isn't what you want, or they're not doing it how you want them to do it or how you would do it, then there is that energy that attacks. And everybody deserves space to figure it out. Just like you did. Just like every mistake that you have made, right? We are flawed people. We do not come in here for a perfect experience. Everybody makes mistakes. If it's okay for you to have space to figure it out, it has to be okay for them to have space to figure it out, okay? Energy does pick up and then we're really off to the races, okay? It really does feel like we get over that Wednesday hump and we're just flat out middle of the month. It's like a blink, okay? And so when this comes in, what do? Being a little bit more on top of organization, get those to-do lists going, make sure your calendar has all the notifications. This means it'd be like a high probability for missing appointments, forgetting tasks, things slipping your mind. So just being a little bit proactive of like what's on the agenda from like, what is it, say the 6th to the 20th, really kind of, I mean, they said June. So like say Wednesday to June, it's going to be very quick paced, manageable, but I do feel like the days go by really fast. And so being a little bit mindful with, you know, appointment times, reminders, task lists, that type of thing is going to be very helpful. I do feel like there's something about like, am I going to go? Am I not going to go? And I feel like you're going. So some of you, this may be, am I leaving the relationship? Am I leaving the job? Some of you, this may be, am I going on the trip? Am I going to do this travel? Especially coming in over the next 3 weeks time frame, I say yes. It feels like a yes. Always listen to your intuition, but I think making the decision is also helpful because this back and forth energy, it's just so depleting. I need a secretary, girl. Same. Thank God for your phone reminding you things, right? Because, oh my God. There does seem to be, a significant experience that comes in this week as well. I mean, it could be throughout the week. I feel like later week, closer to the weekend. And it just really fires you up. It fires you up because it's reflecting what you already know. It's almost like, why am I even bothering? Right? Like, I'm giving. You already know it's not appreciated, or you already know it's not having the respect that it deserves, or there's something along those lines. But then there's like, whoo, girl, the straw that breaks the camel's back comes in. And I do feel like this gives you the fire that you need to make the change that is necessary. Okay? And what that means is like, it's the final straw. So that may mean ending, complete for some. That may mean, all right, it's yours. I don't care anymore. Giving it to you, surrendering it to God, right? Energetically releasing it. So we're either physically and energetically releasing it, or we're energetically releasing it. It has the potential to really grate you. You can be very much a dog with a bone, gnawing on it. Listen, that's just such a waste of time and energy. If there's something that you can't let go, you got to sit with it, journal, ask yourself, be like, where's this coming from? Why is this so hurtful to me? Or why is this angering me so much? Get curious about it, to go within, because what this is doing is kind of, again, that purge. So you got to think and reflect on April and how much that purged out, what no longer serves you. Okay. Very much still that kind of like old energy that's lingering from last year. That last hurrah. I think that's why it's been such a fatigue month. But it's going to allow this time and space for you to focus on what you love again. It just clarifies and simplifies, right? So sometimes sometimes we're putting our energy somewhere that it just doesn't belong, right? Whether it's our time or money or emotions. And what this does is just like the flip a switch, done, no more. And it almost like makes the decision for you. Which I find is helpful in this situation for you, because you can then go, I did everything that I could and now I'm done. So however that shows up for you, this gives you the opportunity and permission, really, to focus on what you love, to do what is for your highest good. So whether this is making more time, right, changing, putting boundaries in place, however this shows up for you, it really does allow you to stand in your power, and it does feel like it just clears out the last of that mucky muck, right? Like there it's gone, which is such a transformative month. Yeah, because there's the beginning, right? Whenever we release, it makes room for the new, right? So there it is. Chills going up and down my body. Don't be afraid to release what no longer serves you, because it makes room for your prayers and your blessings to come in. And this is coming in again with the clarity and the unapologetic sense of, this is what I'm doing and this is how I'm doing it, and I don't care. Which I feel like you think that you don't care, but you're caring. You know what I mean? What was it, a meme, a poster went in, I sent it to my friend the other day. It was like, what do they call it when you're done? I'm gonna mess it up. What do you do? What do you call it when you're done? doing everything and then you still continue to do everything. Something along those lines. And I just laugh because it's just like, oh my God, I'm so burnt out. And then we just continue still doing everything. But this is kind of giving you that permission to like that clarity of being like, okay, we're done. And then now we get to focus on that simple. So it's kind of like we've been talking about it all year. We've been talking about it the last 4 full months, but yet we were still holding on. We were still hanging on. We were still overthinking. We were still overdoing. We were still abandoning ourselves on some level. This is really, and that was the purpose of April. And coming into May, this full moon that we're just wrapped up is really clearing that out, giving you that lack of tolerance to continue to do it. And so this kind of clarity and this empowerment of being like, I'm done, I'm not doing, and whatever that means to you, right? It is this sense of giving yourself permission to then focus on things that you love that then manifests into the new beginnings that you've been dying for, right? I know we have everyone I'm talking to, it's kind of like, again, this year, when's that energy starting? This month. And so clearing out these final cobwebs, these last strings that need to be tied up is coming in, and there you are. A significant new beginning, a new life room, a new door opening, a new start, trusting yourself, and you do, because that power and everything that you have been through has created such trust and confidence and power within. Push your fears aside and take that leap of faith. And so it's really going to then exhilarate you. When I was saying, we just got to get through to the mid May, and then it goes really fast. Things start moving and it happens. That brings in peace and contentment. It's not overwhelm. It's not overwhelm. It's here we go. And we're off. And so really welcomed energy. Again, the fatigue seems to be around for a couple of more days. Be gentle with yourself. Have compassion for yourself. You're going to get that get up and go. It's coming in. Just give it a few more days. Be mindful. Remember, we want to make sure we're organized and we have those reminders. There's high probability for missed connections, missed appointments, that type of thing. So just be mindful with having your alerts on, or making your to-do list, or you're having your calendar updated. And anything that no longer serves you, anything that's bringing in resistance or resentment or is burdensome, it's time to make the changes, because that last hurrah is then the clearing out, is making room for this new amazing new beginning energy. So really excited for that. Really excited for May. Like I said, it was so funny. It's like when I was sitting yesterday, I had some time to kind of just go, oh, what do I feel like May is coming in with? And it did feel like, literally, but also figuratively, that it's like we're leading towards the sun. It was like we're moving through the month with the sun, getting closer to the sun on your face. And so, of course, literally this time of year, it's been a really dark, hard winter. So looking forward to that and the vitamin D and all the goodness that the sun and the good weather comes in. But also, if you think about the isolation and the lack of connection, the harshness of the winter, the harshness of the last 5 years, and that we're moving forward, kind of moving towards the warmth, moving towards the blessings, moving towards love and connection and purpose is the feeling. That's the feeling. But not in a full tilt, not like I'm rushing and I'm hustling and I'm running forward trying to catch up. Just that it's calling me. It's calling us, and we're moving towards it in a very intentional and purposeful way, honoring ourselves along the way, not in an overwhelm, like we're getting ping-ponged around. But that in of itself makes me really excited for the month of May, and just the additions of warmth, love, and connection that it's going to bring in for each and every one of us. It's going to look different for all of us, but I think that we can say we're all very ready for it and open to it. So exhausted, yeah. So Taya says, I'm exhausted. The full moon kicked my butt, and it's lingering a little. I feel like the fatigue is here until even to when we wake up on Wednesday, because not only are we in the fatigue, but then we're in like this high dream state, like a very active dream state. And so there's just a lot. We're hustling and doing in our sleep, and we're hustling and doing in life, and we're tired. So that's lifting this week. I'm really excited for that. I wish you all the best. I'll be back next Sunday with your weekly guidance, and I'll see you there.